Welcome to Productions MJC.
Today we are going to be talking about something that any 9-year-old can do. The flat earth cardboard test. Now, this is what somebody in the 3rd grade, a 9-year-old can do this. They can do it on their own. They can actually understand what they've done after they're done. It is the top 1 toilet paper roll craft for kids, making the summertime fun. And you know, summertime is fun on its own, but this is a time for them to get out when normally they wouldn't be able to at night.
Looking at the moon. This is my updated version for 2022 of the flat earth cardboard test. I've found that, well, my video skills are not the greatest, and especially 5 years ago they were horrible because I was just learning how to do a lot of things. I am going to attempt to take video of the moon and superimpose that, let you folks see what I'm trying to do. My phone has been updated, so maybe I can take better video of the moon and get a better idea and understanding of what I'm talking about. In the updated version, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking a picture of the moon about this. It's not quite here, it's a crescent, it's not a quarter, but this can be done with any moon. We need to get away from the flat earth fear, doubt, distrust nonsense.
Where the senses fail us, reason must step in. Well, let's get reasonable then. Let's just do a simple little experiment, no fancy anything of any kind. Here we go. So why toilet paper? Well, toilet paper. We are going to wipe the crap away that is flat earth and the flat earth theory, the flat earth idea. And yes, that pun was intended. It is crap, and we are going to wipe it away with a simple little experiment with toilet paper rolls. Now, let me give you some background if you don't happen to know. This is what the flat earth people say. It's all about perspective. They say that when the sun is actually floating across the top in a horizontal path, we see it as an arc. Our vision tricks us into thinking that it's an arc, but it's actually a flat path. And if you look at the green, turquoise, greenish arrows, they point to the vanishing points. And so the sun, as it flies over the top, at different times, our vision is actually tricked into thinking it's an arc. Well, it is an arc, and we're going to prove it with our cardboard test. This is what they say happens to the sun and the moon, both. They are huge in the center and they get tiny on the end. They can do the trick with the sun
by filming the intense light of the sun through haze, fog, regular atmosphere, mist, even over the desert, to make it appear like it's changing size.
They can't really do that with the moon. They have a problem, so they don't really film a continuous sequence of moon like they do the sun to try to say it's growing and not. But this is their point. They say this is what both of them do. And to overlay, this is their convergent line theory, their perspective matrix, and they say that directly overhead the sun is large. The first photo before I did my overlay is from a flat earth person explaining this is what happens. This is out of proportion. The sun and the moon are enlarged just for demonstration purposes, because at 32 miles wide, like they claim, they would just be little dots anyway, projecting this great big light over everywhere.
Now let's look at reality.
This is what happens. This can be observable. This is time-lapse photography
of a moonrise.
And it stays exactly the same size
from the time it breaches the horizon all through the night.
The flat earthers say, no, it doesn't. It gets tiny. It gets small. It recedes. It grows. It does this.
But does it really do that?
Well, guess what? That is a myth. That is a myth propagated by the flat earth folks. It does not do that. So let's have some flat earth fun with toilet paper. Well, the toilet paper roll, actually. So here's the project.
The original project had me on a full moon night, but it was cloudy, trying to get some video, and it was horrible video. It was junk. I didn't have it figured out. I thought my little tube there would work well, but it didn't. So what I've done is I've actually taken the advice of a flat earth believer. They come up with some of the best, and I mean absolutely best methods to prove the globe. Really, he suggested looking at the moon through the grid on his drone. He said, I'm going to take pictures of the moon. It's got a grid. I can tell if it's shrinking or if it's growing. Well, I thought, well, that'd be a lot easier than, taking my little tube out there. The tube would be fun for the kids to see it, but you folks are wanting me to prove something, to show something. Well, the flat earth crowd is. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can interject. I'm going to take instead of doing it this way, take my camera, take my telescope app, and try to get the moon every so often, every 30 minutes or so, and video it inside the reticle display of that and see if it fits or if it changes size. And these are some of the photos I've been posting here. Back to the original video.
So as I looked through that, I've enlarged this, I've zoomed in on it. There was a cloud cover at about 10:10 when I first took that picture and filmed this. But I will show you, as I looked through that, there was the tube. I used toilet paper rolls because if I used PVC pipe or something like that, there would be a reflection down the pipe and it would be hard to see. I thought I could photograph it, but I couldn't. But let me show you. What I've done is, the circle in the center is the moon, the yellow is the edge of the tube, and the bluish is sort of the reflection down the tube. But by using toilet paper rolls, by using cardboard, by using paper towel rolls, it reduced that reflection to where I could look down there, and when I observed that at 10 o'clock with the cloud cover, it did look exactly like that, and to me, I could see it with my eye. I could tell the difference. Then at 10:38, the clouds parted, the weather sort of cooperated, and I got a good look. I also got a good look at 11:35, a good look at 12:35, and again at 6:30 in the morning, and again at 7:30, well, close to that, when it was finally setting. This is what I observed the whole night long. The moon staying exactly the same size. See, there's no optics in a toilet paper roll. There's no optics to fool me, no peripheral vision, no light, what they call light pollution, nothing. When I made that thing and I looked down it, I observed it every single observation, and you can do this too if you dare. If you're a flat earther, you may not dare to do it, because it will, you can't deny the fact that the moon stays the same size. Whether it's moonrise, moonset, or at its apex as it passes near meridian, it stays the same.
I set my camera to 20 power maximum zoom, and this is what I got. Here, let me flip that upright for you. There we go. Well, here it is again, 20 power zoom, same exact size. Of course, I'll flip all of these up on their edge so you can see exactly what it looks like. But again, here we go. Flip it up, and it's 20 power zoom, same exact size, all day long. All day long, especially at meridian. It flipped up and exactly the same. It's angled a little different, but it's exactly the same size. All day long, because that's what it is. It's traveling in an arc. I mean, I can I can verify because the camera is a 20 power max zoom. Every time I took a picture of the moon, the camera was set to max zoom. There was a little bit of haze in the sky, but it was daylight. Later on, clouds came in. But every time I took a picture, especially right there at meridian was 520, and I took that at 525 to show, but it was the same size all day long. Flat Earth video makers know that. They won't goof with the moon because they can't fake things. It is really not susceptible to the same kind of screwing around and video magic tricks that everybody else does. Oh, yeah, the clouds came in. I did get a picture of a plane, 20 zoom, just like everything else. And here's after meridian, same size, still 20 power zoom, max of the camera. And that's it.
Do you know this? Why does it stay the same? Because it's an arc. It is not traveling flat. If it was traveling flat, it would look totally different. If you're the center dot, you can see it stays the same distance away from you because it travels in an arc.
And again, using that silly tube I made, you can see through it. You can see the moon isn't changing size, but you can't get a video of it through regular camera method. So that's why I'm doing it the other way. That involves getting screenshots from the app on my phone and making sure the zoom is the same and everything else, so it can't be said I was cheating.
Now, see, this is traveling flat. What do things do when they're traveling flat? Well, as you look at things that are traveling flat, as they move away from you, this is another illustration from a flat Earth video saying the sun gets small, or the moon gets small as it moves. It does not. I watched it. I know it doesn't, and you can know it too. Well, you know that on your planet, you know that on the world we live in, as you look at this, things get smaller as they go off into the distance. If you stuck this same device up against your eye and looked at the train, you would see the train, you would see the whole train just in that. You can do it with your finger. You can make a little circle in your hand and look at this, and you can tell that as it gets closer to you, it gets bigger, and as it moves away from you, it gets smaller. The reason being is, if you're in Minneapolis at 6 o'clock in the morning, it's noon in London roughly, and so you form a perfect right triangle.
In that triangle, the sun or moon is 3,000 miles high. Your distance from Minneapolis to London is 4,000 miles. The hypotenuse is 5,000 miles. Therefore, the flat Earth idea of things puts you physically far away from these objects, moving flat across the flat Earth. Supposedly, the sun and moon, like an airplane, becomes larger or smaller as it moves along.
This is what they say happens. This is a flat-out lie. As you look at it, as you observe it, as you watch the videos, they can fake it and make it. But when you look at it in real life, if you dare, it does not. Because on the flat Earth, this is what they're saying. It's 3,000 miles, it's 4,000 miles, it's 5,000 miles away. But it's not. It stays the same because it is an arc. It's not going to be easy for a flat earther to know that this is exactly what happens. This is the way the moon moves. This is a time-lapse photography, but you can watch it with your own eye, and you can observe it an hour apart, so you won't think you're being tricked into thinking it stays the same size. You'll know it does. Watch this. Could you see that man's face? As he comes close to you, that's Buster Keaton, I believe, for you fans out there. This is showing you what happens. If you make a little circle with your finger, and you look through that little circle, you'll see that train grows as it comes, and it will shrink as it goes away. That's what a flat Earth sun and moon should do, and they do not, because it is not a flat Earth.
The path of the moon during the night is an arc because it stays the same size.
And this is exactly what happens. This is the way you can take your little tube, you can make it the same as I did, and you can watch this. Now, I made mine. It was fun.
Unfortunately, it was totally impractical to try to get a video through it or anything else as a good kid's toy, you know, a good kid experiment so they can look at the moon. But as far as an experimental device for trying to get a video for you folks, it didn't work worth a hoot. And so that's why I've used the app on the phone to show better.
Condemnation without investigation is the epitome of ignorance. What's funny is this is a flat earth saying. This is a flat earth thing. And yet, they won't take that little device and look at the sun or moon throughout the day and see that it doesn't change.
Unfortunately, the people that are just recently into flat earth, they don't actually understand what's going on because they've only seen one side. They haven't seen the videos from 6 or 7 years ago that claimed boats never disappear from the bottom up. They never saw the videos that said everybody was stupid for believing in gravity. Now they've come up with incoherent electrostatic acceleration. And they've come up with these illustrations like this, which are totally bonkers because the sun isn't disappearing on either side, but it should, according to their path there, shrink down to a little dot. But you'll see that the sun and the moon don't. Buy some eclipse glasses and observe for yourself that the sun doesn't disappear into a tiny dot at sunset. It just doesn't. They're cheap. They're $2. Try them.
Well, thanks for watching. You know, I put that together for 3 cents and fixed it up. You can do the same. You can do anything you like. Walk out there at moonrise. You got a full month to prepare.
For those people that want to do it just at the full moon. I mean, it can be done any time except the new moon, of course, but, you know, if it's a quarter moon, half moon, gibbous, full, whatever, it'll work always just the same, so there's no problem. This simple little test just avoids optical illusions, which are fake. Magicians really don't walk on water. I'm here to tell you. But yeah, they can try to fake you out by making the sun look small as it disappears into a fog or a mist, a cloud bank, you know, dirty air, pollution. The video does look real.
But it doesn't really do that. But they can't do it with the moon. They can't really fake you out. So please like and subscribe. Spread the word. Keep the truth flowing. Share the links to my videos to people who believe in flat earth and say, try this experiment for yourself if you dare. And let's just see how much you dare to see if this guy's right, because it may change your world if you believe in flat earth, because they are lying to you.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe. Have a good day. This has been Productions MJC.